Hello, our faithful viewers of the Legal Stamp. I want to welcome you yet again to another video. And today we are going to see many things concerning our civil government, but we are going to focus on ourselves on the forthcoming general election of 2026. And you are at the Legal Stamp. And if this is your first time, I want you to hang on there. Hang in there so that you see what we do here. And if you are a returning viewer, I want to thank you for being faithful and loving your YouTube channel. And today I have an important visitor. I have a lawyer with me, and he's called I think it is always nice for people to introduce themselves. Let me not introduce him at this moment. I want to invite our guest, my friend, to introduce himself so that you can know for sure who is talking to you, that you may ascertain his name and remember him. You may be knowing him or you may not be knowing him. At this moment, our guest, I want you to introduce yourself.
Thank you, Elias. Well, my name is David Timothy Andrew. I'm a lawyer, just like you said. Currently, I'm pursuing a postgraduate diploma at LDC Mbara. So, yes.
Wow, thank you for coming and accepting the invitation to come and speak to the Legal Stamp viewers. In every nation's journey, people need to pause, ask themselves questions and reflect. Whom are we electing as our leader? Where are we going and who is going to lead us there? You know, in Romans chapter 13, the issues of the politics or the civil government, it is a God's ordination, not a man's invention. Most people think we can separate faith from politics, but I want to assure you that God ordained a government. The Bible says a civil government, it uprises or it appreciates the one who is doing good works, and it punishes an evil person, and also it is accountable for giving people general welfare or meeting their social, economical needs, even other needs in one way, including the security. So I want us to commence with our discussion today. Mr. Andrews, many Ugandans are calling for a new leadership. In your view, why is there a growing demand for change, and what should new leadership actually look like? Yeah, thank you very much.
There is a growing demand for change because many Ugandans, particularly the youth, feel excluded from meaningful participation in governance. There is high unemployment, corruption, service delivery gaps that breed or that have bred frustration. So new leaders, in my view, isn't just about replacing places. It's about adopting new values, accountability, transparency, inclusivity, and servant leadership, you know. So leaders must be answerable to the people, not just the offices they hold.
Wow, excellent. I remember in Old Testament, with the people of Israel, the Israelites always demanded to have a king because they wanted a king to fight their battles. So a king should have, or a leader should have, that capacity of fighting for his people, fighting for his nation. And I really appreciate Mr. Council Andrew for really actually talking about that, their abilities. However, we have seen there are some leaders, when they are elected, people cry. People are not are saying, why did they elect that man? And I have a question. There could be someone asking and wondering, Mr. Andrews, what are some of the common mistakes voters make when choosing leaders, and how can we shift toward electing better leaders in that regard?
One common mistake is voting based on handouts. This also could also be along tribal lines, party loyalty, or rather than competence or candidates' track record. Another is not scrutinizing manifestos or asking hard questions. we can also shift this by increasing, civic education, promoting issue-based campaigns, uh, encouraging voters to view leaderships as a job interview. So if someone can't demonstrate integrity or ability, to lead, they should not, hold that office or get the job.
Yeah.
So yes.
So one of that the integral part of integrity itself, I say, is being a lover of truth and loving the people you are leading. That is very good, because they say righteousness exalts a nation, and if a nation is being led by a righteous man, someone who loves the truth and is loyal, the people are going to jubilate, the people are going to be happy for that kind of leadership. And now we are shifting as we close in this discussion. I want you to highlight on some important parts beyond academic qualifications, because people think that for you to be a leader here in Uganda or in your country there, one must be highly educated. But beyond academic qualifications, what other values or leadership traits should voters prioritize in both parliamentary and presidential candidates? Because we see those two, the member of parliament or the president, are the most highly decorated places, or places that have higher responsibilities. What could be some of those values that a voter may spot in a candidate?
One, voters should look for courage.
Yes.
Another could also be empathy. Then there is also commitment to doing good justice.
Yeah.
Leadership is not just about being educated. It's about vision, moral character, and the ability to unite diverse communities. So candidates should have a clear agenda and the discipline to follow through, even when it's potentially inconvenient.
Yeah. Wow. They say that where there is no vision, people perish. Yeah, a leader should have a vision for his people. However, there is a saying that says that a bad leader focuses on the next election, but a good leader focuses on the next generation. So if I asked you a question, what are you going to do for my grandchildren as a leader? Which foundation are you going to lay? If you're not in position to answer that question, then people may not see you as a competent leader, may not pick interest in you. Now, speaking of those values that voters should spot and traits in their favorite leader, let's go on some of the qualifications depending on the modern law perspective. Qualification to stand as a member of parliament. Can you walk through us, Councillor Andrews, the basic legal requirements for someone who wants to contest for a parliamentary seat in Uganda? What are some of the ramifications? What are some of the things the law has to put in mind, or one has to meet?
The guiding law here would be the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda as amended. So this is seen under Article 80.
Yes.
Of the Constitution, that says that a person must be a citizen. Another criteria would also be that, so it says that they must have reached the age of majority, that is 18 years.
Not a child.
Then also they must have, they should be a registered voter. So they, in addition to that, they also must have completed what? UAC, which in full it's Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education. It also says, yes, you can also have an equivalent to that. Importantly, they must not have been declared bankrupt or convicted of a criminal offense, involving moral turpitude within the last 7 years.
Wow. So I liked that point. Thank you very much. You've told the people plainly. I think you will pick something from there. I know you might have gotten your books. You are a literate man. You studied your books. But one of the things, you need to be of 18 years, and as he has highlighted that you should not have those moral aptitudes. You must not be a wicked person that people may lose respect and say, we are not going to entrust you in that office, because you may enter and swindle money, do embezzlement, really collapse all the public revenue, and we don't cater for our next generation. Yeah. So Council, as we close, I would like you to inform members or viewers of the Legal Stamp. Are there any disqualifying factors? Because I'm speaking from the horse's mouth. I'm getting information from you. You have studied your books. You've studied the law. You totally understand. In a plain and in a clear layman way, could you explain to us some of the disqualifying factors that may prevent someone from becoming a member of parliament? Because some people are brushing their shoes, they are coaching their fingers, they are even clearing their throat that let me go and tell my people of our constituents that I'm going to come as a member of parliament. But there could be some bad things disqualifying this person from becoming a member of parliament. Give us an insight on that, Council.
One of the disqualifying factor, it includes holding dual citizenship. Yeah. So this is, unless the person has renounced the other, then the law forbids you from holding those citizenship. Another one would be if you're declared mentally impaired or a person of unsound mind. Yeah. That would also bar you from being a member of parliament. Then you must have a clean track record. What am I saying? You must not have been a former convict. Among others, dishonesty, fraud, being under death sentence, and so on and so forth. So yeah,
that is good, because now someone may be 18 years of age. Yes, is physically mature, is mentally mature, but if you are of unsound mind and other factors as he has expounded, you may be excluded from being a candidate or from the elections. Because we see one of the examples in the Bible, there was a man called King David. King David had led for 40 years as a king of Israel, but he had a track record, a criminal record. He was a man of war. He had killed so many people. Therefore, God told the people, God told him that your son Solomon will build the temple. You leave leadership because you've been a man of war. You've shed so much blood. You've committed a lot of murders. So that was one of the things that disqualified him from leadership. He would have got maybe for 50 years or 60 years. So as we close, after the closure of every event, some people are happy, others are not happy. You could be there and you're well and good dissatisfied with the elections. Now we're going to see when complaints or grievances arise, how do we handle election complaints? Such that the other rule of God, that leadership comes from God, so that we can ascertain the real leader who has been elected, just in case there is a dissatisfying moment in the elections, be it irregularities, be it malpractices. Where should they officially be reported? Council, highlight on that. Where should they be reported, those election complaints?
The first instance, or the first place you can seek recourse to any complaint would be, lodging a complaint to the Electoral Commission. So this can be done formally, by letter. Now, if you have evidence there too, you make sure you embed it or attach it on the letter.
But that's a very huge point, because Electoral Commission is a body that has a mandate of preparing and conducting general elections. Yes, so you say that you file a complaint to the Electoral Commission, then
So if you're not satisfied with the decision of the electoral commission, one can escalate the issue to the relevant courts they are in. If the matter was, you're saying that the counting wasn't telling with what that would have been the right figure, you make an application by way of petition to the chief magistrate. If it involves elements of illegality, not following the electoral laws, then you'd go to the High Court that has unlimited jurisdiction to handle such matters. So yes. Also, additionally, we have the Uganda Human Rights Commission that is dated chapter 5 from articles 50 to around 58, 59 that also gives them the mandate to handle some complaints. We also have the police that can be involved if there is acts of intimidation and violence.
Yes. Oh, wow, that is so good. So we see the state is a public power machinery, and the Bible says in Romans 13 that they carry not the sword in vain. So it's good to have an avenue, to have a forum where you can address those grievances that comes from an election, so that the person who is really elected is the exact person, because promotion cometh neither from the east nor from the west, but the Creator is the judge. He puts one down and sets up another. And now, what is the legal process of challenging election results in Uganda, and what are timelines involved therein? Council, would you take us through that legal process for challenging the election results in Uganda?
To challenge a parliamentary election, petition must be filed in the High Court within 30 days from the date of declaration of the results, or after gazetting, publishing it. Then for the presidential election, the Supreme Court must receive a petition within 10 days of the declaration. So the courts here are then required to hear and determine the petition within 30 days for the presidential cases. We also left things to be the local government, or the local government. If a chairperson else, if I also wants to seek recourse to court, that the time frame is still 30 days. So yes.
Thank you very much, Council. Speaking of the legal process for challenging these elections, one may be wondering what could be some of the grounds you can embed in a petition or in a complaint. Just briefly, you could highlight them. What could be some of the grounds or trigger points that would make one dissatisfied with those elections? Yes.
Thank you for that question. If an aggrieved party, that is, the chairperson is 5 of the in the elections, is aggrieved with the results. The local government Act, specifically under section 151 of that Act, provides clearly for the grounds. So the ground one would be, things with illegality. Two would be not following the electoral laws, and so on and so forth. The same provision in the local government act can be read hand in hand with the section 80 of the Parliamentary Elections Act. So all the runs in there, so do apply.
Wow, maybe when you are substantiating on not following electoral laws or process, there is ballot stuffing, there is coming up with, let's say, predictive votes, and you pour them in that ballot box so that you can win at all costs. We have people who want to win at all costs all the time. However, you are not that kind of a person. It's not good. If we are in a democratic dispensation or kind of governance, you allow people to vote for you. Do not steal, do not vote, because God is a God of justice. He will allow you to win by fraud, but they will challenge you, and the judge will be sober. They say, as sober as a judge. He will be sober and nullify that election or set it aside. Either starts maybe says we are going to do a fresh election, or we are going for vote recounting. Yes, as we wind up, it is very important to know that as we hope for awakening more youths, because the youths are taking up the whole world today, because that's how God ordained this. The lifespan is changing. We have to know and that more citizens' authority should be questioned, and we should participate in elections if we really want to have one being put in the parliamentary seat, or in the local government setting, or as a president. So now, as we wind up, just one question, and you pass a message to the public depending on your experience, Andrews. Council, in your experience, what gives you hope about the future of leadership and democracy in Uganda as you wrap up?
What gives me hope is that it's the awakening among the youth. There is a growing demand for dignity, fairness, and accountability among the youth generally. We also see more citizens questioning authority. Citizens, mostly the youth, organizing peaceful and there is peaceful and non-violent riots around. I think that has been evident of recent. Also, we also need to keep nurturing civic awareness and protect institutions. The future of Uganda, democracy, I feel remains very, very bright.
Yes. Wow, thank you very much for loving us and sharing your thoughts boldly without hesitation, and I will unreservedly appreciate you. So many people are wondering, why are you talking about politics? For us who don't believe in politics, no, you could never separate politics from God, because millions of people, 8 billion, are governed in a civil government. Thank you for watching. We cannot wait to have you in our next video. If you like this video, you can like, or you can even share with your colleague or your friend, such that they may know something about elections, how to handle petitions, election grievances, who is the better leader in one way or the other. See you in my next video. Bye bye.